your age, and even if your abuser is no longer working or even living. Thousands of victims have filed claims and been awarded significant compensation, but the deadline is quickly approaching, so call Stop Clergy Abuse right now. Your call is free, private, and confidential. Even if you don't remember the abuser's name, we may be able to help, but time is limited, so call now. Catholic dioceses have paid more than $3 billion to victims, with the average national settlement at $268,000. In parts of California, the settlements are much higher. Call 855-43-ABUSE now, or soon you may forever lose your chance to file a claim. You can't change the past, but you can be compensated for it. Call 855-43-ABUSE. A representative is standing by to help. Call 855-43-ABUSE. That's 855-43-ABUSE.
Kansas City Steak Company, another AmericanEagle.com success story. Started in 1932 as a family-owned butcher shop, today they're a leading distributor of superior all-American steaks delivered right to your door, ready for the grill and your taste buds. When it came to their website, an average site wouldn't do. They chose AmericanEagle.com to take their website to the next level. With a dramatic increase in competition and a softening market demand, they had two challenges: improve their brand presence and message, and produce a positive return. AmericanEagle.com got to work and executed usability studies and detailed audits of site experience, digital assets, and marketing. The results? An integrated digital marketing and customer experience plan, organic traffic increase of 20%, and a long-term roadmap for success. If you love great steaks, go to KansasCitySteaks.com for website design, development, and online solutions that bring efficiency and results. Visit AmericanEagle.com. If you need a results-driven website, call the team at AmericanEagle.com at 877-WebNow1. That's 877-WebNow1.
Coming up on KCBS, another day, word of another new COVID variant. We'll talk about the latest one on today's edition of Ask an Expert.
But right now at 9:15, we're talking sports. Joe Hughes joins us from the Bay Area Chevy Dealer Sports Desk to talk about the Warriors.
Yeah, well, the 49ers trade of Christian McCaffrey may dominate the headlines. The Warriors are back on the hardwood tonight for their second game of the season as they get ready to host the Nuggets. And this is one of the deepest teams that the Warriors have ever had. Nearly every player on the roster good enough to warrant playing time. Some of those guys established veterans like Steph Curry or Klay Thompson, and some of those players that are emerging young guys like James Wiseman or Jonathan Kuminga. Whereas head coach Steve Kerr says it's a good problem to have so many good players, but it's also something that has to be dealt with.
It's not easy. It's not easy for the players when everyone is healthy and you've got 12 guys, 13 guys who are all capable of playing minutes and who probably deserve minutes, and only 9 or 10 can play. That's hard on 2 or 3 players.
That's Steve Kerr speaking with our Odyssey sister station, 95.7 The Game. He says it is a good problem, and it helps to have that mixture of veterans, the guys that have been through this before, and the young guys, but ultimately it's about getting the young and old on the same page.
We just try to convince our players of is that over the course of 82, it always works out, and it really does, where everyone's going to get a chance. The whole point is to contribute to something special like we did last year. I think the same thing happened for us last year. You can go down the list, and every single guy really contributed at key moments, and that's what we're looking for this year, too.
Now, Warriors will host the Nuggets later tonight. The big news of the day, the 49ers are acquiring star running back Christian McCaffrey from the Carolina Panthers in exchange for a bevy of draft picks. Later on this hour at 9:45, we'll hear from Panthers general manager and what put the 49ers over the top with a rival team in the NFC West. From the Sports Desk, Joe Hughes, KCBS.
Brought to you by San Francisco Opera.
Red light and camera ahead.
Years of opera in the Bay Area.
At Prime Mill Medical, they understand how frustrating it can be to experience difficulties in your intimate life. Their mission is to provide you the medical care you need for improved performance.
At Prime Medical, we have virtually every medication known to man to help men. We specialize in treatments for ED and low T, and we have a 99% success rate. Most impotence problems can be treated in just one visit.
That's Dr. Robert Rowley from Prime Mill Medical.
We offer a variety of treatments, including high-dose sublingual lozenges, ultrasound-based shockwave therapy, and injectable therapies. We can also treat testosterone issues when needed.
Prime Male Medical in the East Bay and San Francisco. Get your customized evaluation for just $99, which covers a full year of free visits, including a PSA test, testosterone test, and ultrasound. Call now, 415-761-4037, or go to primemalemedical.com. That's 415-761-4037.
California has millions of homes that could be damaged in a strong earthquake, and earthquakes are inevitable in the Golden State. An older home is especially vulnerable to earthquake damage, so you may need to take steps to strengthen it and help reduce the chance of damage. Visit strengthenmyhouse.com to learn about better protecting your home from earthquake damage. The work may cost less than you think and can often be completed in a few days. You've worked hard to get a home. Now's the time to protect it. Get prepared today so you can worry less tomorrow. Visit strengthenmyhouse.com.
Well, we've got San Mateo, we've got snow. It's entirely dependent on where Kim wants to start. She's at the local Honda Dealers Traffic Center.
I am. Eric, let's start in San Mateo this time, just because westbound 92, it's that ramp to North 101, that stalled rig. It's been out there since 6:20 this morning. Yeah, so this has been there for a long time in that far right lane. That's why the traffic is slow coming off the high rise now of the San Mateo Bridge. The particularly slow part is in Foster City on West 92, trying to get aboard northbound 101. Hopefully they'll have this cleared soon. It just hasn't happened yet. At least the commute has eased somewhat, so the line of cars on the San Mateo Bridge isn't nearly as bad as it was earlier. Now, this line of cars on North 680, pretty terrible here, because this is just basically a parking lot, not a freeway. We're backed up well beyond Vargas. Let's call it just past Vargas, trying to get up to this 84 split, just north of 84. That's where we've had this long-standing injury crash. When I say long-standing, 3 o'clock hour, traffic has been funneled off onto Vallecito's. They were hoping to have a couple of lanes open by now, but it just doesn't look like that's happened. Also, the eastbound side of Highway 84 is jammed. This is Niles Canyon. For miles, there's stop-and-go traffic trying to reach Pleasanton-Sunol Road. And let's see, for the Bay Bridge, it's a little bit better news that the toll plaza, barely any wait here, but the Tilton Auto-Body collision cam sees sluggish traffic from the tunnel across the Skyway finally improves once you hit that 101 interchange. Your next update, 9:28 on the traffic leader, KCBS. Mancini Sleep World 6-day forecast now. Get a free adjustable base with select mattress purchases at Mancini Sleep World. Darren Peck joins us from the KPIX5 Weather Center.
All right, more sunshine than anything else for Friday afternoon, and relatively warm inland. We'll be in the low 80s inland, mid-70s for much of the Bay. Friday's a pretty easy day. The weekend, things are going to get more interesting. Saturday, the wind's going to pick up, but it's good wind because there'll be onshore winds coming in from the northwest, meaning from the coast, which is where you'll feel the winds the strongest if you're anywhere near the water. 25 to 30 mile an hour gusts. It's going to make it feel kind of cool. But for Sunday, the wind reverses direction. It's going to be an offshore wind, meaning it's coming from the northeast, and that dries out the mountains. We're going to see 30 mile an hour gusts over the North Bay Mountains and the East Bay Peaks, and that does raise some fire weather concerns. It'll still be breezy at the lower elevations on Sunday, but not quite as noticeable. Certainly cooler. Daytime highs only going to the low 70s inland, mid to upper 60s in the Bay. The wind will calm down by next week, but the temperatures are going to stay on the cool side. I'm meteorologist Darren Peck with your KCBS KPIX5 First Alert Forecast.
We've got traffic and weather together on the 8th on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Pizza party, anyone? Invite your friends and slice up the savings at Whole Foods Market. Frozen pizza is 35% off through November 1st, while supplies last. Prime members save an extra 10%. Shop in-store or online. Terms apply. Charging a cell phone can be like getting a booster shot. A booster is given to enhance or restore protection after a primary series vaccination, which wanes over time. Schedule an appointment when you are eligible. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech. KCBS
CBS News Time 9:22. Time for Ask an Expert. Every weekday at about this time, we give you direct access to top experts in various fields related to the pandemic. Now, as this country grapples with its two leading COVID-19 variants, other new variants are gripping countries across the world, with the new XBB variant sweeping across Southeast Asia. So we're going to take a look at what makes a variant just another mutation versus a cause for concern.
To answer your questions, we're joined live on the KCBS Ring Central Newsline